What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Thanks to the bug that has no name on social media, I've had a lot of time to sit here at the house and go through all the stuff that was going on in life. Thanks to social media, I've seen a lot of things that thought I'd never see in my life. You know, there's a lot of questions surrounding this situation that's going on right now, and they're questions that seem to have no answers, and the media that should be answering these questions doesn't seem to be answering these questions. They don't seem to ask them at all. You know, I watched the just disgusting murder of George right in the middle of the streets. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life. Just straight up murder. Questions. What questions could come from it? Well, the video shows a white cop with his knee in this guy's throat. And he's just sitting there. He ain't moving. Almost 9 minutes. We know this. Ain't nothing hasn't been said. But for 9 minutes, he's right there. And what questions could come from it? Why? Why is it being videoed like it's premiere? The cop is right there. You see him. You see George. But we come to find out later that there was 2 more cops on him behind him. Question, why was that? Why was it so framed, so perfect to show this white cop killing this black guy? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. There's questions. Now, I know Candace Owens come out and she made a lot of statements about George's history. Yeah, I never met a human that didn't have a history, that didn't do something. What I can tell you is yeah, he made a mistake. Yeah, he went to jail. Yeah, he did some time. But there's no record for the past 5 years. Was he perfect? Probably not. You ever met a perfect human? Why was George executed? Why was he publicly executed? Why was it framed so perfect? Questions. Shortly after George's execution, we started having protests. Now, what I will get from the protest and what I can't agree about with the protest is, for the first time in history, I've seen people, all people, get mad. Not just Americans. Other countries, other freaking countries joined in on this. They stood together as one voice around the world. Not individuals, not just one race or one group, but individuals around the world come together to protest this disgusting event. So, we start with the protest. People are speaking up. It's a beautiful thing. But then riots start to happen. Now I sat back and I watched, and I seen these looters and these rioters doing the stuff they were doing. And I seen all these statements that were being made. And I watched how the news was saying, there's nothing bad. We got peaceful protests going on here. At the same time, a building's burning down behind me. We've got a few fires. Like they're campfires, like people out roasting marshmallows. In the meantime, a building behind him is burning to the ground. A few days later, we start to find out that a lot of these buildings and a lot of these homes and stuff were black people's homes. Black lives matter. Black lives do matter. And I get the context behind Black Lives Matter. I understand what it means. I get that it's a representation of what's really going on in the world. And it is bigger than just Black Lives Matter. But if we can address the issue, then everybody benefits from it. I understand that. But if Black Lives Matter, why are we burning down black businesses? Why are we taking a man's life savings and burning it to the ground? He was ready to open a business on Monday, that Monday, and we burnt it to the ground. Struggling to make ends meet. You ever try to start a business? You ever try to take something from nothing and make it into something great? It takes everything you've got. It takes your blood, your sweat, your tears, every penny you got. And it was burned to the ground. Now, I ain't blaming black people. I ain't blaming the protesters. But I'm going to let you know now that there was people there designed to provoke and make this worse than it was. See, we got the benefit now of hindsight. We get to look back and we get to see the piles of blocks and bricks that were stacked up for no reason in places they shouldn't be. Been in construction my whole life, and you don't see bricks stacked up in the middle of the street with yellow borders around them when there's no construction going on. Makes no sense. Question: why were they there? To my black brothers and sisters, I love you. You got a lot of pride. You got a lot of self-worth. But your pride and your self-worth can sometimes be manipulated. Look, I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes, and I'm not trying to blame anybody. But I'm telling you now, that y'all were used. Y'all were used for a political gain. A way to take something that was actually turning into a great country. For the first time, we were actually looking at stepping above and beyond. See, Black Lives Matter. Yes, they do. Do you think the Democrats care? Why do they give you welfare? Why do they put abortion centers in your lowest areas where people are at their worst? Why do they send the jobs overseas so you have no place to go get a job? I mean, your best bet is to go work at the damn fast food joint down the street, making minimum wage, getting 24 hours a week, or try to make a living doing what you need to do to survive, while they graciously hand you food stamps and welfare. And for the record, it ain't just black people. Those poor white trailer trash fuckers out there, they're the same way. They live in the same effects. They have the same thing going on. Cops patrolling them all day long. No chance for anything. No chance for a better life. They keep us down. They don't care about us. They don't care about our life. See, politicians are supposed to be here for us. But you show me one time that they've been here for us. You show me one time that they've made a difference. See, they preach a good game. But a year later, has anything changed? Just a little bit. Just enough to appease the people. Just enough to make everybody just enough happy to where they can say, look at the difference. Look at what I made. And then they go into, well, what deal can I make to make some money? Questions. They're all questions. We've had the same people doing the same thing for my whole life. Some of these people have been in politics when I was a baby. I ain't a young man. How do you have a career that long in politics? Nothing else. See, when this country was formed, believe it or not, George Washington had a job that he done during the day or at night or in the evening. And then he went and did politics. Then he went and ran the country. Went on for a long time like that. Went on for a long time. And history is probably the most important thing we've ever got. We've ever had. Because it shows us our mistakes. If you rewrite it, if you take it away, if you tear it down, if you remove it, then you're damn well bound to forget it. And when you forget it, you get to relive it. We've had millions die at the hands of people who wanted to control everybody else. It's marked through history. Slavery is marked through history. It ain't a white thing. It ain't a black thing. It's a I have power, I want to control thing. Politicians ain't supposed to have power. They're supposed to be representatives of our word, of what the people are and who they are. But that ain't what's happening. That's not what's going on. See, y'all sit here and you bash this trade agreement we had with China. The trade agreement we had with China benefited them and not us. The trade agreement we had with China took our jobs out of our country. They took everything we had and shipped it somewhere else so somebody else could make $1. China, 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 people who work children. China, who pay their people minimum money. China, who dictates what their people can hear, see, read, and do. Yeah, I've heard make America great again. Make America great again. We ain't so damn bad. We ain't that bad. Go live in another country. Go live somewhere else where they chop up your hand, or they make you wear a rag over your head, or they hide your face, or your female can't even walk down the street. Go to another country where your female can't vote. Go to another country where when you go on social media, you have to watch what you say because you'll find yourself in jail. You'll find yourself in prison. It's nice to be in a country where you can say Trump. Because in any other country, if you said that to the leader, you might spend the rest of your life locked up and locked away. Go to another country where you disgrace the flag by kneeling down, and you might find yourself locked up for life. Here you can do it and you get a little backlash, a little verbal repercussion for your actions. Questions. Questions. Why is this happening right now? We went through a whole year, 4 years of watching everything go down. We went through 4 years of watching Trump fight his way. Name one thing the Democrats have done in the past 2 years. And if you come at me with the Mexico-Canada trade agreement, what is it? MC whatever? Yeah. Remember, that sat on Pelosi's desk for over a year. For over a year because she had to get Trump out of office. It sat on her desk. Millions of jobs that could come to this country. But it sat on her desk for over a year. Why? Questions. Questions. Why? Russian collusion. This Russian in the middle of our voting. Why? Why we have to go through that? We're finding out now that it was a bunch of lies. We're finding out now that the FBI lied to the Justice Department, to the government, to get. I just get so caught up. They're questions. They're questions that don't have answers. I mean, why ain't we answering the question about Hillary's emails? Why ain't we answering the question about Jeffrey Epstein? Why aren't we asking questions about Joe Biden and his quid pro quo? Why aren't people upraised about the fact that the phone call comes out and Putin's right there telling them, or not Putin, but the president of Ukraine's right there telling them, yeah, we fired him. Can we have our money now? Why ain't we asking those questions? Why aren't we in uproar about that? Why are we in uproar? What did Trump do? What did Trump do? What did Trump do when the bug that can't be mentioned on social media was brought out? And Pelosi's walking up and down the street saying, come to Chinatown. It's okay. Come on down. Why aren't we asking those questions? Why aren't we in an outrage about those questions? We got thousands of Americans sitting across the damn country, barely able to feed themselves, and she's going on TV eating $16 pints of ice cream. Look at how much I'm suffering, sitting at home, eating my fancy how-to-do ice cream that's stacked up in my refrigerator. Can't even buy it at the store. You got to order it online. Questions. Questions are up through the friggin' roof, but none of those questions are being asked. You ask me why I have a problem with social media. You ask me why mainstream media is the way it is and why I have to get upset with it. Because you see these things being asked. They're supposed to be out there asking the hard questions. They're supposed to be chasing down the hard story. But no, they're too busy tweeting that President Trump's playing golf. Oh my God, President Trump's playing golf. He ain't ever there with the troops, feeding the troops. to find out later that day that Trump's sitting over there feeding the troops, wasn't playing golf. President Trump's playing golf. Oh my God, he's playing golf. After he just spent 3 months sitting in the White House fighting every day against this bug that should not be named and has no name on social media. Yeah, I know I'm all over the place, but I got a lot of anger. I got a lot of questions. I want to know what's going on questions. And you should have them too. Look, I might do this again. I might not. I don't know. But I need to get this out. And I see now that we're at about 15 minutes. So, to everybody out there, understand, there's not a person out there I do not respect or love until the moment you give me a reason not to. And then I'll still treat you with respect. Because it's not my right to tear you down. You have to live your own life. But I'm going to ask everybody out there, to take a moment and ask yourself some questions. Plain, simple questions. Questions we should be asking. Questions our media should be asking. Look, love y'all. Hope you enjoy. I hope you actually listen. Well, I hope I get to do this again because there's a lot of things that I'd like to talk about. And, well, there just ain't enough time because I could go on for hours. So, peace. Be good. Be safe. Love each other and treat everybody with respect because that's what they deserve.